Hey, everybody, it's Al Jensen here of Next Stage Communications in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And today we are hosting Speaker Spotlight with none other than Lottie Cooper of LottieCooper.com. Welcome to the show, Lottie.
Thank you, Al. It's wonderful to be here.
Likewise, it's great to have you on the show. We've known each other for a while. We've done some back and forth, and you've done some session work for me, and it's just been amazing. And I'm glad that we have an opportunity today to do this Facebook Live, which, let's be honest, we had some technical difficulties, but we're getting it done. We're just going to record it and pop it up for the whole world to see, because they need to hear who you are, and more importantly, what impact you have on the world. So, Lottie, why don't you tell me? I know that you're a transformational mindset master. What does that actually mean? What do you do for clients?
What I do for clients is I support them where they're stuck. They have blind spots to like anxiety or to moving forward in their business, like we all do. And you might have some issues from the past that you don't realize, or from childhood, that are keeping you from attaining your dreams and your goals. And so what I do is I support people going into their subconscious mind, which is 96% of our operating system when we move forward. And I help them repattern the negative beliefs like I'm not good enough, or I'm unlovable, or I have to work hard for money, things like this. Anything our parents or the church or someone's taught us, right, goes into our subconscious mind, and it might create some inner conflict. And so what I do is I help people unentangle from that inner conflict, unentangle from negative loyalty patterns from their past, so they can live their authentic selves and move forward with a lot of energy and joy without getting pulled back into past patterns that keep them from what they want.
Awesome. So that's what you do. And I heard you talked about people. You help people, but can you be a little more specific? I'm assuming you don't work with everybody in the universe.
No.
You probably work with a subsection or a target slice of humanity. Who do you serve? Who do you work with?
I serve successful entrepreneurs, innovators, and creatives, especially those who are highly sensitive and empathic, to move forward, grow their business, and have a bigger impact, and also have that work-life balance that everyone's looking for. So you're not working 60 or 80 hours or more on your business, no time for self-care. So I teach people there's ways to create self-care and productivity so you can be of greater service.
Now, Lottie, I saw you looking straight at me when you were making that explanation there. You were just describing me to a T, weren't you?
Yeah, this is a lot of people's issues when we're in service, right? And so these are the people that I work, and I love helping people like you, Al. So you can touch more people and take care of yourself at the same time, because we get so excited about helping our community. It's like you feel like you don't have time for yourself. I hear this over and over and over again. So how do you make time and still actually get more done because you're taking care of here? And when we take care of our past, we actually find out we can be more in a flow state instead of triggered or frustrated or overwhelmed or anxious. If you can clear that and learn tools to do it, I call it the instant mind shift, switch out of it in less than a minute, that thinking pattern or that problem place, then you can be more focused and then have more time for yourself.
I love that. And, in your answer to that question, it made me think of something else. I mean, how does someone even know that they've got a negative belief that's getting in their way? Because so many of us are like, well, that's just life. That's just the way things are. But from the work that you've done for me and in the conversations we've had, there's a lot of this negative stuff going on that's blocking us that we may not even be familiar with. So how does someone know if that's the case?
Well, if you have symptoms of anxiety, if you have an inner critic that is putting you down, is giving you negative self-talk, which is most people, And with the negative self-talk, there's a process to turn your inner critic into an inner cheerleader. I have one of the people I've worked with says their inner critic takes over 5 hours at least per day of their time.
Really?
And so imagine getting 5 hours a day of your life back, or an hour a day of your life back, because you don't move forward because, oh, I should do this, or, oh, I should do this. And you have a perfectionist energy.
Yeah.
So if you're a perfectionist, that's one of the things that can hold you back, or you're OCD about something, or you or you struggle saying no. And so how do you learn how to say no in a healthy way instead of overcommitting yourself to too many things, and then learning to prioritize? So one of the playful ways that a lot of people don't know how to do this is I work with your future self who's already successful in your next step. And it's called future pacing and NLP, but it's deeper than that because I do some other processes with your inner child. So aligning your inner child. So your inner child is not having a tantrum keeping you from moving forward, or overeating or things like that. And having your future self give you advice from the future and clearing it so you can use your intuition to actually have the golden brick road in front of you instead of having too many roads you don't know which way to go. So those are some of the ways I play with people so they can move forward in a way that works, making difficult things easy.
Once again, I swear you were looking straight at me when you were making that description, because those are all issues and methods that we've worked on to help me with some of my blocks. So, I know that this,
For the trauma of our past, when we have stuck energy from the past, because 0 to 8 years old, we'll go too in depth in that. That's when we're getting programmed by all the messages from our mom, dad, and family that get stuck literally in our body system. And it can even cause postural differences. We might collapse in certain moments. We might space out in other moments. That's when we have a block that's operating. So when you recognize that trigger, then what we can do is we go into that subconscious mind and find the root cause, pull it out, and give you a new blueprint. So we're going to do whatever our mind thinks is for our survival. So if our survival, I meant to say this, has abuse in the past, right? We attract abuse because we're going to try to work it out through our external circumstances. So if we can go back to the abuse without reliving it and clear it out and give the child a new program, then you're not going to attract what's familiar anymore. You'll attract something healthier. So that's just one example of what we can do to help people heal and move forward.
Is that an example of this term that I've heard, subconscious repatterning?
Yes, the subconscious repatterning is, let's say the negative belief is I'm not good enough. It'll register in the body, I am good enough, no. And then we want to put in the body, I am good enough, yes. So we need to go again, I'll guide you into that theta brainwave from childhood, and then have God, source, universe pull out the belief, I'm good enough, no, and put in the new belief, I am good enough, yes. The importance though, when we do that, is we get a little bit of the story behind it, but not reactivate it. So you can pull up all the circumstances around it, and then you're replacing about 1,000 beliefs on top of where that root came from. Okay. So that's the repatterning. And it's on a body level, is in the subconscious, it affects the DNA level, past life, future life, even if you believe in it or not, it doesn't matter, and soul level. So your willingness to repattern in that subconscious gives you like a computer, you have one software go in, you pull it out, and you give in the upgrade. It's kind of like that.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Our listeners like to hear stories. Can you give us an example, a story of someone that you've worked with who had some situation, some circumstance that was blocking them from the success that they desired, and just maybe give us a little case study of how you worked with them and how it worked out in the end?
Yeah, sure. So recently, I'll use the anxiety case. Someone came and has a lot of anxiety, and they have a negative inner critic, and they couldn't get a lot done during the day. So what we did was, as I said, we helped download into her subconscious mind, I know what it feels like to live without doubt, what it feels like to live without worry, what it feels like to live without anxiety. And we went down a whole list of things that I psychic or clairvoyantly read in her field. And we put in, I'm safe to move forward. I'm safe to do these next steps.
Mm-hmm.
And the big thing is she was a successful healer herself. She wants to remain anonymous with a very good practice, but she was getting pulled on by her family. They were going through family issues. She moved away, but she was on the phone being a peacemaker for all the family members every single night, which was impacting her marriage negatively. And also starting to be too tired to work with her clients, and it was impacting her health. So after we did work, she was able to start saying no to her family that she moved away from, which was unheard of. She said before working with me, she would be even shaky to think about saying no to them in her boots, right?
Yeah.
And so now, not only did she say no to them, and she chose not to go back home for the holidays. She chose to stay with her practice and to be with her sweetheart. And so for her, that was huge. She changed so much internally. They didn't protest or get mad at her or anything like that. Like, oh, sorry, we can't come visit you. That's how deep we cleared it from her inside. And it reflected her new self-esteem, her awareness of herself, her abundance in herself to take care of herself. So that was huge.
That's amazing. That is huge. That's huge. It's amazing. It's transformational.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's a great illustration of what you can do, the kind of impact that you can have in someone's life.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about how you find your clients. How do you market yourself? Do you use the stage, either a live stage or a virtual stage, or podcasts or summits, or just how do you get out in front of prospective clients?
Right. Well, we're doing it right now, right? Here we are doing a Facebook Live. So this is definitely one way. I'm on Clubhouse. It's an app. A lot of people go onto Clubhouse. Yeah. You make your rooms, you guest speak at other rooms. I'm a giver. So when I'm on other people's stages, I share a lot of deep information. And I also sometimes share a healing process. And that healing process, people feel the empowerment of the healing and they're drawn to me, especially sensitives and intuitives who are wanting to take their intuitive gifts to the next level, because I do that as well. I also, this is the amazing thing. Like, I wasn't working for a while, helping my mom, she had brain surgery. It was a big deal. And I was helping take care of her. So I took time off work and I'm like, I need to get into things quickly. And so I was on the plane. I said, God, I need some clients. I was on the plane about to take a nap. And this man asked me, well, what do I do? How do I do it? I honestly didn't want to talk to him at the moment. Usually I do, but I didn't. But he kept asking me questions. So I answered them. And by the end of the conversation, he was my client.
No kidding.
So
if I hear you correctly, then you're suggesting that we get on an airplane and talk to our seatmate, and that's how we pick up clients, apparently.
Yeah, what I'm suggesting is be friendly and interested in deep listening to who somebody is, find out what their needs are, where they're stuck, what their problems are. And then if you have a solution or know someone who does, offer them a resource of the other person, or if yourself is the solution, right? If they're needing a coach or whatever you do, or you offer, and then you make a beautiful connection and you're connected to them possibly for a lifetime. So I meet people at coffee shops, tea shops, literally everywhere I go. People I talk to, and some people become my clients.
Lottie, I think that is probably the absolute best advice that you can give to anyone who's watching this today or recorded down the line, is that we be of service to others first.
Absolutely.
How can I be of service to you? Is there a way that I could help you? What are you dealing with? And is there a way that if I can't help you, perhaps I know someone, because we're all connected to many, many folks out there who have lots of skills and abilities. So if I can't be of service, maybe I can turn you on to someone who can be of service. So that, I think, is just a golden nugget right there, is be open to serving others. Because I don't know if we had this conversation or not, but in 1976, I heard Zig Ziglar for the first time on a cassette tape player. And he said, you can get what you want out of life if you'll just help enough other people get what they want out of life. And, that's what comes first. You got to help other people. And once you're of service
Absolutely.
to others, then the universe conspires to get you what you need.
Yeah. And I do high-end work for people as well as I do pro bono work. I really tune in. I ask, am I meant to work with this person or not? Whether they have money or not. And then if I am, I will work with them.
Sure.
And then also, I have a long list of healers, counselors, coaches to refer people out to, because I'm not in competition. I'm here in service. We're all here to meet in unity consciousness together. We're here to uplift each other, and all of us who are on the pioneering edge, we're meant to work as a team. So I refer people to my friends all the time. They refer people to me. If we're a good fit, we sometimes, we collaborate sometimes with each other. So inviting collaborations with people. I have audios out and inviting in, if you have products, JV networks for affiliate marketing. There's so many ways to get out there. With COVID lifting, when I first started out, I went to the Chamber of Commerce. Oh, this is the main thing. You don't just give your card out. That does not work. Okay, I did that. So I've been doing this many, like over 20 years. You get their phone number and you ask to get or take something. That's the opposite. I'm here to give, to tune into you, and really listen and see where the resonance is, right? And if you resonate with someone, this is the other thing, especially, this is an aside, but I remember losing connections for friends or possibly people to date because I didn't get people's phone number, or I was afraid to talk to them. If you feel a resonance with somebody or attraction and you're not sure why, is it sexual? Is it, is this emotional? Is this for business? Go talk to them, get over your fear, or just walk through your fear, have courage, because if there is a strong desire there, there's usually a reason. Yeah. So that's the honoring the intuitive flow, right? So I teach people to get over that fear. And I've traveled all over the world and had some of the most miraculous and amazing experiences because of this attitude of deep listening to the intuition. And then I now teach others how to do it. So that's a lot of fun as well.
That's awesome. Now I see on your background there, LottieCooper.com. So yeah. I'm assuming that's where people could reach out and connect with you. Is that right?
Absolutely. You can go there. Currently, I don't know how long this is up for. I am doing I'm open right now to new clients. So there's a free breakthrough session up to 50 minutes with me, which is a good amount of time. And what we will do is I will support you seeing your blind spot and stuck places and make an outline of what you want to create in the next 6 years. 6 years. It could be 6 years, 6 months to a year. In your business, what are your blocks, or in your relationship? I mean, they're all connected. People say, be a business coach or be a relationship coach. To me, they're completely interconnected. I have a master's in body-centered psychology, so I bring all that plus my energy modalities. But the main thing is everything we do is connected and impacts each other. So how do we move forward in the kindest, most loving way, with a plan, and what do you do on a day-to-day basis to get there and clear your blocks so you can move there in a kind way with yourself. So that's what I support people in.
I just want to show or share how intuitive you really are, because you just answered my next question. Do you have an offer, a gift, or something that you could share with our audience today? And you just talked about your free breakthrough consultation, and they go to LottieCooper.com and click that first big red button, assuming that it's still there at the time that somebody comes through. But right now we're talking in the middle of November 2022. So for the next foreseeable future, days, weeks, anyhow, that should be available. So,
absolutely. And if that's not available, there might be a different gift available instead. I'll always have something gifted. It might be an audio for subconscious repatterning, like what we talked about, or to have more love in your life. And also, if you read there, and I don't have appointments, and I wrote this in small letters, so some people don't read that far, is that you can always email me support@LottieCooper.com if there is no times that are available, because sometimes I can find another time that's not on my calendar. Awesome. So I just wanted people to know that as well.
Awesome. So that is just about all the time that we have for today. So Lottie Cooper, thank you so much for being with us. Do you have any final words of wisdom or encouragement for our viewers?
Yes, I want to just give you all a hug and have you give yourself a hug and say, I love you. Thank you for listening. And if you resonate with me, I would love to work with you. And please book a call.
All right, book a call with Lottie Cooper at LottieCooper.com. Click that first big red button that you see there on her website and connect with her. I've done it, and it is transformational. So again, thanks, Lottie. We appreciate you being on the Speaker Spotlight.
Thank you, Al.